Look at that. It's
Look
beautiful.
at that.
It is beautiful.
Okay, don't touch anything now. And we need to get a picture of this before we get into for sure. Okay, don't touch. Okay, the game is Goof Troop, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get a picture of this.
Are we still set on throw mode?
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay,
So
the game is
time
Goof
starts
Troop,
when we hit start on the character select. And time finishes when we get the last hit on the 5th boss.
Yep.
Time starts when we hit start on Alright. Time finishes when we get the last hit on the 5th boss.
Turn it up.
Alright.
Okay, so 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Alright. Going right first.
Yep. Okay. We're probably going to be saying left and right and up and things like that during the
We're
round.
actually really bad at this game, and we need to remind each
Yeah,
other.
we're pretty good. Yep. We're probably going to be saying left and right. All right, here's the hook shot. Hook shot lets us do cool stuff like pick up items from a distance. All right, here's the hook shot.
That's the plank. I'm going to put that over that bridge over there.
Yep. So I pulled the pot out of his way so that he didn't have to waste time picking it up. And that's going to happen a couple times in this run. So I pulled this pot out of his way so that he didn't have to waste time picking it up. So there's a tricky frog here. We'll see what he does. Nailed him. That's good luck. Hands. You're going to have to pick up that. So a tricky frog here. We'll see what he does. Nailed him. But this is the ultimate game for teamwork. There's lots of really neat little strats and optimizations that are totally built around each character's strength and weakness. There's lots of really neat.
Isn't Max slightly faster?
Yep. Max is faster, but he does less damage, and he's much slower when holding an item. Yep.
See, I just picked up a health there, which is going to be really important in a few screens, because I'll be able to damage boost through a really dicey room that otherwise would take a lot of time just to walk through. So this room right here, because I have that health,
and I'm just going to kill things like an idiot. Okay. The hook shot also stuns enemies. I'm just going to kill things like an idiot. Good. And a lot of the puzzles in this game are going to be revolved around kicking these blocks. Now, I'm going to try to get a double kick here. Boom! If you get it just right, you can kick both blocks without having to move either way. I'm going to try to get mostly swag.
And here, he's going to stun, and there's actually, you can actually walk right through, so I can kill that guy through Goofy. I did not get a health, so I have to cheat and grab one.
Since I'm a buddy, I stun everyone.
Got through without it.
Alright, this final boss is the dumbest name ever. It's called Jester Hole.
And the RNG is real.
Yep. So we wait for them to come up with an item that we can throw back at them. Because otherwise we're wasting ammunition. This actually looks like a really good one so far.
Yep. That's the last guy.
Otherwise we're wasting. Did I miss him? I did. Son of a. This actually looks like a really good one. Oh man, now we're getting trolled.
And now we're gonna wait around for ammo. There's one. There.
Yo!
Now we're gonna
So that boss is crazy RNG.
Actually, really good first stage. The first part of the boss was good, but man, they trolled us.
Stop!
again.
Let me die here. That boss is
Okay.
crazy.
Sorry about that. Actually, really good first stage.
So I'm gonna be strategically dying a lot in this run. Stop! Let me die here. So I'm gonna have to take an extra death.
Okay.
So there are situations you get into where
I'll leave blue alive here.
So I'm gonna have to take an extra death.
No, dang it.
So there are situations
That was entirely my fault.
where
We kind of did a weird strat here because he.
yeah, I
has
needed
too
to
many
die.
lives.
Yeah.
Lost 2 seconds there, but.
Yeah, I needed to die. So again, that death totally on purpose. Now I'm back at the door. And now I'm going to die so that he has both the hook shot and the plank. So he can do this entire stage without me, because I'm super slow. And for marathon strats, we're going to pick up this green gem, and that just is a continue. So if we both were to die, the run's not over. Since there's a lot of death abuse, it's a possibility that both characters will die due to getting hit.
And some of the bosses are really serious
I need
RNG
to
to
get
where
this guy first.
that's fine. To where you can actually just die because of the RNG. Some of the bosses are
So I'm going to take 2 intentional deaths here.
to where you can actually just die because
Not 3. I'm going to take 2. I'm going to try to kill one of these guys so that it makes it easier for Max to stun. And now I'm fully dead. So So he's got both items entering this room. He's going to enter this top room now so that when I respawn, I spawn at the top door. So he's got both items. He gets both items, I respawn, boom. I have the key, by the way. Yep. I spawn at the top door. And now these guys are kind of funny. They can kick blocks, and sometimes they'll troll you and kick the block into an area that you cannot recover. I'll take the bottom if you got the door. They can kick blocks.
Maybe you will.
Sometimes they'll troll you and kick the block into an area that you cannot. So normally he would have the key here, but we just got a little bit screwed up. No biggie. So normally he would have the key here, but we just got a little bit screwed up. Seatbelts. Ah, sorry. Seatbelts. And I stand as close to the exit as I can so that we get out of the room as soon as Max picks up items. I stand as close to the exit as I can so that we get out of the room as soon as... Those red gems are extra lives. So I'm picking one up just as a safety on this next boss because he can wreck your business for sure. Red gems are extra lives. Okay, second boss. Okay. Again, a lot of RNG here. His pattern is completely dependent on whatever, you know, the SNES decides it wants to do. So this is not too bad. A lot of RNG here. His pattern is again, Max throws barrels to Big Goof because he does literally twice the damage. This guy has no iframes, so we can just kind of unload.
But I really want to get that health before the next level. There's a deboost that I can get.
Okay, so not so bad.
It's a little sloppy.
Okay. But Max got a health there, which is really important.
And the most important thing in this level here is the swag toss, which you got.
Boom. Mid-air pot cutscene, let's go. I'm gonna take intentional damage. As Big Goof, you don't really want to have health. You just want to have lives. Here, I'll pump my arms to the music. If I had to go to the bathroom, now would be the time when I would do that. Get health. Yo! So he'll just deboost through these. I'm going to take an intentional damage here to clear my health, and I'm going to take a death too. Can you exit and then re-enter?
Yep.
I'll pick the plank up, door. Okay.
Hoping Goof is going to do all the killing here because he does so much more damage than me.
And then, since I have the plank, I'm going to die so that Max has the plank. He switches to the plank, I respawn, and we've essentially swapped items without losing any time.
I've got a health.
And Max has a health, so I'm just going to die a bunch of times, leave the room. Well, yeah, that worked perfectly, basically. And so now I'm dead. Which is good because, again, Max is faster, so he's going to do this entire room by himself. Having me there would just slow things down. Maybe that's just how it is in general, I don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, shout it out. P! O! P! E! N! The hardest puzzle in the game right there. I'm going to take 2 deaths here. Nope, I didn't get that one in time. That's pretty tight. So he's going to pass a pot back to me so I can kill this guy. Stun. I'm going to die. And then I should be able to get around and die one more time. And then Max swaps to key.
Ooh, this is going to be bad.
Okay.
I'm good.
Nice. Okay.
Go. Now, it was important for me to get that because I have the deboost to open the door there.
Yep. So I made the rope on the other level and came back, so now I'm going to go get the key while he goes to the stairs. These guys are kind of tricky because there's so many of them. They're just
a really tough room.
They're just straight up jerks. This is the only room where Max can take a break. You're on 0, by the way.
Yep. I will do my best not to fall off on this.
Also, can we just talk about the music in this game?
No doubt, man.
You can't see it, but I'm giving it a big thumbs up.
Grade A.
Super solid music.
You can put your thumb in front of the camera.
This is a really important part for me, so I don't want to lose my composure. There it is.
We should have taken a photo of you two and then pasted it in the corner. We should.
My cannon wins. You're on 0. Are you interested in dying?
I'll die in the next room.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
So I'll just run straight up to these guys.
So Max is going to take an intentional death here. Just so, because you always reset with 2 lives when you die.
You don't want to go into a boss with 0 lives.
Yeah, especially this one. These guys are tricky. So again, I do 2 damage, remember. So we're going to try to time these bosses dying at the same time because they both throw ammunition, and ammunition is life. They have no iframes though, so that's good. What? Let's beat this.
You can interrupt their actions, so you don't want to throw too early, or else you'll interrupt them giving you ammo. And then once they start doing the head thing, then things get interesting. So they can decide to just throw their head 1,000,000 times and never give you ammo. But red is being really good to us in this room. I got red.
Oh, balls, pass.
Should be last time. Go.
Think so?
Yep.
Yo, good call. There it is. So we kill them both at the same time to maximize their ammunition output. Oh god.
That looks so bad.
You need
Farm
Farm
heart.
Heart. Okay. So this is another level where Max needs a heart to get a nice damage boost, so we're going to waste some time farming here because it's faster.
It's absolutely essential that I have heart, actually. Like, we can't do the next level.
Yeah, go farm those spots.
We'll reset the room if we need to.
Yep, so we shut the room. There you go.
There it is. Okay. And you'll see why, because this room is nuts.
I got the second frog. You got a new heart.
Yep.
These guys in red can actually catch barrels, so you'll maybe see some of that here. Okay, no.
Huh? What do you mean? What about it?
This ice is just as slippery as it looks.
Still running.
Yeah, considering that I just apparently upgraded my staff, bro.
Again, I need to farm a little health.
Yep.
Super ultra
There you go.
staff. Somehow remote everything.
Gotta kill it.
Ah, I missed him. Sorry.
So this room is going to be very tricky. Now, there we go.
You're on 0, so die in this room.
Yep.
Or no, not next room. Next room's a cart room.
Yep.
Got a picture of the webcam.
Oh, I got in the cart.
This is the coolest puzzle room in the game, probably.
This has got to be one of the best ways we've played this ever. Don't forget, we still have like all the food and drinks we have to consume by.
Alright, I'm going to die here.
Yep.
Alright, there we go. You know, that was probably the least efficient way you could possibly get through that room, and I need that barrel. But, what are you doing?
Well, you were dead. Alright. Marathon strats.
I know, right? Double kill.
Oh, I just missed it. So there you see some instances of these guys catching barrels, which is the funniest, stupidest thing ever. The only stage where I get to the level before max. It's co-op.
Dark puzzle room, which is one of my favorite rooms in this game.
This room makes me feel just really nice on the inside. Remember the trick?
Yep.
Okay, so here we actually bait these guys so that we can kill them with blocks. Kick it down, kick it down. Oh, baby!
That room is really touchy. If you screw anything up, you have to reset it.
Yeah, the manipulation is so important there.
It's like, I think we found it
It's gonna be perfect.
Oh!
The swag.
You have a health, so no need to farm. I'm gonna bait these guys over so that Max can pass barrels to me while I just light up the room. And that is the cave level. Probably one of the most dynamic levels in the whole game, followed by one of the crappiest bosses of all time. You cannot beat this boss any faster. It's the same time every time.
Just on rails, unless you screw up.
Unless you really, really bite it.
And there's these flashing skulls in the background. We really don't know what the deal is with them, but man, they are just furiously blinking.
Yeah, they're like on crack. Like they never stop. And they do nothing. They're just there for, I don't know, effect.
Once you notice them, you can't stop looking. They're mesmerizing. Yeah, we've played with all kinds of strategies trying to speed this up, like picking up the ammo earlier or later, throwing ammo away. It's nothing. It's just on a timer.
And remember, kids, these are stalactites, not stalagmites.
The trick is that stalagmite, you got to think of the M as like an uppercase M. It's pointing up, right? The sharp bits are pointing up. The stalactite, the sharp bit in the T is pointing down.
Science, baby. I picked up the far one again.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Sometimes you'll pick up the far stalactite in favor of the one that's close to you, and we're not quite sure why that happens. So I took an intentional death there,
yeah.
and it's actually really dangerous, because if I die now, Max has to do the final 2 hits, which takes forever.
Yeah, it loses us a good 10-15 seconds.
Boom!
Alright.
So fast.
Blazing, man. Blazing.
Okay, so it's Max has health here. That's good. I'm on 0 lives. That's even better. Hands up for pass. I missed it. Okay, we got it. Let's see if I can get this guy in time. Boom!
Nice.
Let's go. So now Max, this is going to be the first time in the game where Max actually kills me.
Oh, early!
He threw a barrel! I couldn't pick it up!
That jerk!
So sometimes you get mega trolled by that red guy.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. It's super awesome when it happens, but it also really sucks. You need health.
Yeah.
Come on.
There it
We're
is.
good.
Alright.
So Max is going to do a really cool glitch here where he actually walks off the platform to kick a block down.
Then another D-boost that just completely trivializes this room.
Yep. Boop. Normally you have to like initiate a platform and then throw barrels at those guys to kill them, and we just D-boost through it all.
It's like a 45-second
Yeah. Here we're going to try to bait these walkers into these cannonballs, and it sucks. Yes, got that guy.
This
Come on,
room
baby.
is the biggest RNG
Nope.
like time loss. That was
actually
really
really
room.
good.
Yep. Really good.
And I gotta get this bell, which makes enemies mad. Check this out. I ring the bell and they all come at me.
And I've got my hook shot, which I'm gonna make enemies mad with
Yep.
too.
So if we haven't proven this, but for whatever reason, if Max uses his hook shot on the wall, the enemies they seem to get really pissed off, and they just do what, I don't know, what we want them to do. It's
That
crazy.
may or may not actually be something in the game, but we like to believe it.
It's got it.
The number of times we have screwed up this most simple puzzle is just, it's shameful.
If you kick a block into someone, the block actually breaks and you have to totally reset the room. No look grabs. Let's go.
Boom. The swag bell. Swag bell.
It's so loud. It's just so loud.
Oh god. Oh god, Max.
Max went for the no move kick and he got
Come on, baby Goof.
annihilated. I'm gonna die a couple times for fun. And again, this is a bathroom break for Tall Goof.
Now I'm gonna piss off this guy.
Thanks for those, Deep Freeze 2K. How could you not host this setup? Look at this. You can actually see our shadows when the screen goes to black.
All right.
Which is a lot in this game.
I'll start checking some background.
So here's an instance of me dying and spawning at the door to speed up that exit on that room. And again, just a bunch of suicides here.
This room is always really hairy.
Oh!
That's no good. Ah.
You can
And I'm just gonna safe
yeah.
strat him. What?
You're on 0, babe.
Wow, man. Good thing we got that continue.
Okay, remember, I'm coming into this next level.
And this is the best trick.
Best strat in the game. He kicks a block to me while I'm walking at it, and it breaks on me. Normally, you would have to go all the way around this room, but he just breaks a block on Big Goof's butt, and then that's it. I'm gonna stay alive until I see you home.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Come on. Yes. All right.
You gotta pick it up again.
Yep. All right, so I've got a 1 pixel clearance here where I can just run straight across.
And then you got extra life.
Yep. Which is actually not so great.
Yeah, normally if he had 0 lives, we would kill him in the next room, but I think for now
Just go with it?
we'll just go
Or
with
should
it.
I die twice?
Why don't you just die? It's so scary. Can you seatbelt me? Thank you.
Yep.
I got you.
I'll die once in this room, and then...
Go ahead and die. No, you gotta die. Just die twice. It's right there. Okay.
This puzzle, the first time that we did this, it took us literally like an hour to figure out. It was so bad.
Yeah. It looks obvious when you do it, but it's like when you're coming in blind, it could just as well be a 5,000 piece puzzle of all one color. Like, it just doesn't. And it didn't matter anyways.
Nope, down to 1 life.
Okay, so this is Pete, final boss. Worst RNG boss in the game?
Oh god, it's awful.
Ugh. So we want him to throw out bombs as much as he can, and he always starts with a spin. And I just completely wasted one
Yeah,
of
that
those.
was just lovely. Call
Okay.
your friends. All right.
When he calls out his buddies like this, Max can kite them, and it locks him into doing patterns only on the platforms. Most of the time he spins and throws bombs, which is good because it's the only way to kill him.
This is where all those WoW vanilla years pay off of kiting stuff in like
Yeah.
Luth's room and all those fun times.
Ah, thought he was gonna jump. So this is actually a really, really good pattern.
Yeah, he hasn't tried to shoot his guys at all here, which is really good. So he can do that,
that
and
was
kill
close.
his buddies, and then it ruins the pattern. That's probably the last hit, isn't it? Nope, that's me dead. This better be it.
Ah. Were you on 0?
Yeah, I was apparently.
Oh god. Oh god.
This could be bad, friends.
See, Big Goof is so ungodly
There
slow.
it is.
Yo.
That's time.
And yeah. Time.
Actually, that's not bad. 2140.
21:46. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Our goal was to be under 22, I guess. So.
Yeah.
There it is.
So
Goof,
there's Goof Troop, guys.
Goof Troop as played on a webcam and CRT TV.